You are now entering the world of a movie review. A world full of drama, joy, ridicule, movie spoilers, unpopular opinions, and adult humor for as far as the eye can see. Welcome to An Evening at the Movies.
Greetings and salutations and all the joyous wonderment. This is An Evening at the Movies. As you all know, it is the podcast where we eat the stale popcorn, we drink the watered down sodas, and we discuss all of our favorite movies and why we love them. Sometimes it's not movies, though. This week, not a movie, but we'll get to that in a minute. But as always, we are joined by everybody's favorite co-hostess with the mostest on that side.
You got it.
That side of her screen, that side of my screen.
Yeah.
It's everybody's favorite co-hostess.
That way.
Say hi, everybody's favorite co-hostess.
Hi, everybody's favorite co-hostess. It's me, Amanda, obviously.
It's not Mario.
Totes.
It's me, Mario. Although I am not gonna lie, I think one of my favorite movie trailers that debuted during that amazing wonderment of a football game on Sunday. By the way, before I say which one, hats off to the new world champion Seattle Seahawks and a very ripping victory that they had on Sunday.
That they did.
Chef's kiss.
That they did.
But that Mario Galaxy movie looks like it's going to be off the freaking hook.
Yeah, it looks cute.
I can't wait for it to stream, and I can watch it in like a year and a half.
Hopefully it won't take that long.
No, well, if I want to stream it for free, yeah, I may still end up having to wait a couple of months, but most of the time now, within like a month and a half after it releases in the theater, you can rent whatever on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Or Vudu or whatever you rent your movies on. So, and there are some movies that actually look bad enough that, and when I say bad, it's a good thing, not a bad thing, but they look amazing enough that I would pay the rental fees.
Yeah.
Just to watch them that much sooner. And
we'll be seeing it in the theater
Mario
with
Galaxy
our friend's little girl. Yeah, it looks good. The first movie was really good, so let's hope it lives up to that.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
I love you. He's so into it.
If there is no peaches in this movie, I'm going to have a cow. Just saying.
Peach. Well, is there going to be a Bowser in this movie? I guess there has to be. Otherwise, who are they fighting? But we think they killed Bowser. Or did they? Ooh.
Well, technically, I mean, if you go by the video game stat, I mean, you killed Bowser in Super Mario Brothers, but then
exactly,
he comes back in later video games. So
this keeps coming back like for more.
The Freddy Krueger of the video world.
He's a masochist.
You just can't kill Bowser.
I think Bowser's hot. Not gonna lie.
You love Jack Black.
Not really. I mean, I like him as an actor, but not like attracted to him. I wouldn't mind seeing King Boo making a big appearance as the main villain. I love me some King Boo. I always use him on Mario Kart.
I mean, there are a wealth of different options for future Mario Brother movies going down the road. So,
For sure.
but yeah, definitely looking forward to Mario Galaxy. There's actually a lot of movies coming out this year that I'm looking forward to.
I'm ready for
Probably,
Scream. I can't wait.
yeah, that's one of the more recent ones
Yeah.
that I think I'm most excited for. And that and the Michael Jackson biopic.
Yes, I'm very excited for that too. I
That
can't
movie
decide
looks
about
amazing.
the oh sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that movie looks amazing as well.
Yeah. The Hail Mary, the one with Ryan Gosling. I can't decide about that because it really just looks like Armageddon. But it's Ryan Gosling, so I'm
Yeah,
sure I'll like it.
I mean it's Ken.
Yep.
So,
He's just
um,
Ken. And he is Kenuff.
Barbenheimer.
I'm just Ken.
Although, I, no offense to all the movies that came out that year, especially the two that came out literally at the same time as each other. But if and I know I drug my feet on putting Barbie on the schedule, and it's gone on the schedule and been removed from the schedule a couple of times. But if I had to pick a better movie of the two, being the Barbenheimer trifecta, I would definitely probably go with Barbie.
I mean, it's more rewatchable. You know, Oppenheimer is although I have not seen Oppenheimer. I probably should, but I've heard it's not very historically accurate, but that could be wrong. I don't know. Anyway, it's probably worth watching, but
I'm,
I mean, I loved
I'm
Barbie
honestly
so
what
much.
biopic is. I mean, one of my favorite biopics of all time is fucking La Bamba, and it's not even the most historically accurate biopic in the world either.
Yeah, fair. Um, I will
So,
say it's kind of funny talking about Barbie, how one of the main reasons that movie was made was clearly displayed at the Oscars because Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated for Best Director. Margot Robbie didn't get nominated for Best Actress. Ryan Gosling got nominated, and I think he won. He might not have. No, he might not have, but he got nominated. Like that whole movie was made for a reason, and the only person that got nominated was Ken. Not that he wasn't great, he was, but
well, right. That speaks
fuck the
volumes
patriarchy.
about the patriarchy in Hollywood. Just
Anyway, let's
saying.
not go there.
I mean,
Even though I went there, I'm saying let's not go there. I get
yeah.
it. It's stupid.
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of rabbit holes you've been going down, but we're not going down any rabbit holes. Well, any of
No,
those rabbit holes on this
I need
episode
a break. I need a break. So
because
yeah.
we are here to give Amanda a break from rabbit holes and, dare I say, celebrate in a couple of different fashions.
Yeah.
Um, for those of you who don't know, where the hell have you been for the last 5 years? But shame on you. But
At your mom's house. Sorry.
um, so this episode is technically coming to you 2 days late because of some issues that it is what it is, and we apologize for all the technicalities and all of that happy horse crap. But
Life be lifin'.
on Tuesday of this week, 2 days after the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, um, an evening at the movies turned 5 years old. So,
Woo!
yay us!
Do you not have the applause
The
ready to
Beauty and
go?
Wonder. I actually did not. not.
That's okay. I'll applaud.
But
For
so
myself.
Take Two, An Evening at the Movies turned 5 years old. And for those of you who don't know and don't keep track of statistics, in the world of independent podcasts, that's one hell of a milestone. So hats off
Yes, it
to the
is.
wonderment that is your hosting team, whether it's the two of us that are here or the wealth of other hosts that we have. Shanna, um, the one who's in witness protection, that
Mm-hmm.
one day will be back with us. I know in my heart, and he is greatly missed.
Yes.
Gene, all of them. We love all everybody that brings an evening at the movies to you each and every week. So, but yes, happy birthday to An Evening at the Movies.
Ah! That scared me. Ah.
uh, I'm funning with my built-in soundboard,
You should let other people tell
although
you
I'm still
that.
trying to figure it out.
As Brandy is saying in the comments, if you go look, life happens.
Oh,
What happens? Shit?
her,
Sometimes.
her did have.
Sometimes that is what
Ironically,
happens to some people. Sorry.
funny pun, but that does reference what we are here to talk about today. And but
Oh,
before
it
I get to
does.
that, um,
I didn't even do that on purpose.
mhm. I know, right? What the hell? Um, so um, again, happy birthday to An Evening at the Movies. That is a hell of a milestone to get to, and I'm not necessarily going to speak for my co-hostess and everybody else, but we appreciate you guys being here each and every week for the last 5 years, and we've got a whole hell of a lot more shenanigans planned for you guys. So don't give up on us just yet, because you may miss out on something completely amazing.
If you're still here, I feel like you're pretty committed. So we appreciate that.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean, you're just a
5 years
loser.
in, so yeah. I mean, Brandy, your dad,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin. Again, spoiler alert for what we're talking about this episode. But so yes, but lots of great stuff planned for An Evening at the Movies. But before we get to that, we are going to tune it back a little bit and take the excitement and joy down a notch, because well, Amanda doesn't necessarily know that I'm doing this, but after yesterday, I can't let this one go by the wayside without acknowledging it also as well. But yesterday, the world of Hollywood and the world that we live in ourselves not lost a tremendous talented actor after a brief but insanely torturous battle with colorectal cancer. James Vanderbeek passed away yesterday at the ripe old age of 48.
It's my
So,
age.
yeah, well, it was my age until last Saturday.
Mhm. All right. Well, here
Just
comes
saying.
your PSA, your inappropriately worded PSA. But guys, get your colon
I
checked.
don't wanna.
Get the, get the finger up the butt. Do the
Wanna.
colonoscopy. Or now they have Cologuard, which I did, and it's while not pleasant, I think it's better than doing a colonoscopy. And if you don't have family history, you can do Cologuard. But just do it. Go to the doctor. Colon cancer, rectal cancer, all that stuff is so prominent in men because they don't fucking go to the fucking doctor. So get your colonoscopies, get your tests, get what you need to do. I think the finger in the butt is actually prostate cancer, but that counts too. Just go get it checked out. That's your PSA for the day.
It's yeah. It at the end of the day, cancer is in any fashion. It is a horrific nightmare, and anything that you can
Yes.
do to keep it at bay and keep it from sinking its assholish claws into your life, please
Pun
do.
intended.
Because yeah, exactly. Whether it's the finger in the butt or the pap smears or the any of that, we want you guys all here for many, many years while we're making joyous wonderment and creating shenanigans on and evening at the movies. So take care of yourselves, and at the end of the day, love one another. Um, so yes, rest in peace to the Vanderbeek himself, James Vanderbeek,
My,
and
my 20-year-old heart is shattered. Dawson Leary, just Dawson
yeah,
was annoying and problematic, but he was also a dreamer, and that was probably my favorite thing about him.
these last couple of weeks probably just about hit you specifically just as hard as losing Maddie a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's celebrity deaths and everything going on in the world. It's been a rough few weeks. Like we need something good to happen, but you know, and again, we're getting to that age now where it's like, when our people our age are dying, it's like you feel your own mortality and it's scary. I mean, the other person we're going to talk about
It
was way
is
older than us,
very
but still,
scary.
it's like I remember when Luke Perry died, that was really the first time I actually like felt my own mortality.
That was a
Like,
kick in the nads.
holy shit, I could just die, you know? Because he had a stroke out of fucking
Yeah.
nowhere and he was like a year older than me, like, so do
No,
everything you
and
can to take care of
he
yourself.
does not come across to me as being the most unhealthy person in the world either.
Right. And he was having a good comeback and,
So,
whatever on Riverdale but yeah. Um
yeah.
Speaking of James Vanderbeek, I will recommend if you guys haven't seen it. It only had 2 seasons and it got canceled, but he plays himself on a show called Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, and he was hilarious. He wasn't on every episode, but he was
Yeah.
on a lot. And that I was sad that show got canceled because it was really funny. But he was very good at being able to make fun of himself, which I appreciated. He did it in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back as well, and he was very
Yeah, I
good
was
at
going to
being
make
able
reference to that
to
too.
embrace his roles and kind of make fun of himself. But also in Don't Trust the Bee, he's like more inflated of a star than he was in real life. But anyway, it was just still really funny. It's 2 seasons. I'd check it out.
Well, that was kind of sort of at the height of the Dawson's Creek was still very prevalent in pop culture, Varsity Blues, all of that.
Yeah, but this was way
The
after
last,
Dawson's Creek. But I mean, yeah, people
way,
still knew
way
about it.
after.
People still talked about it. Um,
But I mean, so yeah.
and
So
of course, loved
absolutely
him as Simon
100%.
in How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, good. That was one of the very pleasant surprises of not saying it was the only pleasant surprise. There was also some shitty surprises in that show, but one of many very pleasant surprises in that show.
Sand castles in the sand. Okay, sorry. If you know, you know.
Yeah, Robin Sparkles sings better than you do. Love you, Plob. Mean it. So, And then also, if you aren't on our social medias, which if we're live, how did you not be on our social media? Eh, Anyway, so, but I know both of us have notoriously made numerous social media posts about this one, and that is pertains to the subject matter for this week's episode of An Evening at the Movies. But on January 30th, 2026, the world lost one of our favorite celebrity moms of all time, uh, Delia Dietz, uh, Kevin's mom from Home Alone,
Kate
and
McAllister.
more. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't. I just think of her as Kevin's mom. So,
Yeah.
um, but more importantly than all of that, um, I'm gonna try and do this, and I'm probably going to butcher it. So please don't crucify me for doing it. Moira Rose on Schitt's
You
Creek.
got it. You got it. Moira is not that hard to say.
Yay!
I know Dre can't do it for whatever reason, and that's fine, but it's not that hard. Love you, Dre.
I've tried to do it a few times and butchered it, so
Oh.
don't shoot the messenger. I hear Gigi in the background.
Oh, you sorry. I told him if I'm in here, he's got to not be so loud on the phone. But ask him if he remembered that conversation. Like, you never said that. Anyway, Catherine O'Hara.
I just chalk it up to the fact that you're still nesting. So
I,
yes,
I
Catherine
mean,
O'Hara
I
passed
haven't.
away. I'm gonna let Amanda say what she passed away from because I think I don't remember all of it, but I know that there was a pulmonary embolism involved at some point.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically. So they said, yeah, she died from a pulmonary embolism, which, if you don't know, is basically a blood clot, and it happens very fast, travels from wherever in your body to your lungs or heart, and yeah, it happens fast. So I'm hoping she didn't suffer. But they also said she had, was it rectal cancer? And so
Yep, I
they
just
haven't
pulled it up.
they haven't released anything else yet. So we don't know if that they diagnosed that in the autopsy or if she was secretly being treated for that and the public didn't know. I mean, she was still working. So it was such a
Yeah.
shock because she's been on the studio for people that don't know. You can watch the studio on Apple TV. And yeah, so you know, she's older, but the fact that she's still working and attending shows and doing interviews, it was very sudden and sad.
Well, and she's had a pretty successful career as well, and
Yeah.
Schitt's Creek definitely helped catapult her back into the limelight that she so deservingly deserves to be in.
And man, Moira Rose is just one of the most amazing characters. Like you kind of hate her because she's kind of, you know, unlikable, but then you also love her. And it's just,
A bit.
she's complex, but what she brought to the role is what is so amazing about it. Like she had these ideas and Dan and Eugene Levy just let her go with it and, made this a character that is definitely unforgettable.
See, and she's one of those people too that going back and rewatching season one for this discussion, um, she was offered the role of Moira, turned it down. They gave it to somebody else who decided to also didn't particularly care for it, and then Catherine O'Hara came back around to decide she wanted to take it on. So
Yeah.
I can't
And it's
imagine
like,
anybody else owning this role
no,
like she did.
I mean, the accent, her idea. The wigs, her idea. Like, it's just crazy. I should go. I just think she should have a weird accent. Oh, I should think she should just wear all these wild wigs. And it so much of that made the character. Obviously, the writing. I mean, Daniel Levy is the main brain power behind this show, and so of course, he's writing all these amazing lines for her, but she really helped make Moira Rose who she is.
Well, I think season 1 was a combination Dan and Eugene both, and then Dan kind of took over show
Yeah,
running duties and all of that more in season 2 through the finale. So,
yeah.
um, so obviously, like I said, we're going to be talking about season 1 of Schitt's Creek because, and again, don't shoot your OG co-host in the face for this one. I haven't finished all 6 seasons of Shits. I've watched half. I just never got around to 4, 5, and 6. I will do it.
Well,
I
you should.
swear it's at the top of my list. But dead
He'll do it about the same time he finishes
alcoholics.
Hamilton.
Hey, I am more wrapped up right now in shows that kill off dead fat alcoholics on HBO Max right now.
Yeah, why don't you tell
Hashtag,
everybody about how you've never seen Dawson's Creek? What the hell?
I believe the phrase you're looking for is anyway.
Well, okay, so let me ask you a personal question, which I think we've probably talked about, but I can't remember the answer to. But this might help me understand why you've never seen Dawson's Creek. Because we're
False.
basically the same age. Did you go to college? Like traditional, like going to college, living in dorms, that kind of thing?
Dorms, no.
Okay. So that
College,
could be
yes.
part of it because Dawson's Creek, Felicity, Party of Five, all those shows were on when I started college. And so we would just have, watch parties in people's dorm rooms. And so I think that those shows kind of brought certain demographics together. By certain demographics, I mean lonely white girls that wanted to watch it. I don't know. But we even got like the guys we were dating into it. So I could see where, like, maybe it wasn't your cup of tea and you just never watched it because you weren't surrounded by groups of people like that.
So, in my defense, again, I will say, like I told
That was me
Amanda this
defending
morning when I
you.
texted her, I know. I'm just saying. Ultimately, my reasoning behind never getting into the show is the fact that it just in the mid 90s when I'm 18, 19 years old, you know, I did it didn't really appeal to me.
Right.
Now,
If you didn't have a girl
coming
making
from
you watch
somebody
it,
who,
I get it.
yeah, I mean, coming from somebody who watched every episode of 90210, I can't necessarily make that argument, but it is what it is. Um, but there's other things that uh, Vanderbeek did that I absolutely loved, and you know, I can definitely say the opposite of what he said in my favorite football movie. I do want your life.
I don't want your
Um,
laugh.
but yeah, he's a tremendously talented actor, and him passing away yesterday definitely he's a tremendous part of pop culture from our adult years
For sure.
in some way, shape, or form. So, you know, I was struck by a moment of, you know what, I haven't seen this show. I need to at least check out an episode, and that way I can at least say I've seen it or at least tried.
Yeah.
And so last night I watched the first episode of Dawson's Creek. It was definitely a lot better than I thought it was, or was expecting. So I can't necessarily guarantee that it'll be done in the next month and a half, but I will continue to keep progressing down or going up the creek and
Womp womp.
continue to try and watch the remaining however many episodes there is. 6 seasons worth, but
There's a lot. It's very dramatic.
oh, I'm sure it is. I mean, it definitely seems like one of those shows. I mean, just from the first episode alone, you have two women fighting over Jonathan Moxon, and they don't even realize it yet.
Late 90s, early 2000s TV was so over dramatic. Like, I remember watching Dawson's Creek and Felicity, especially, and just feeling all my feelings and oh, no, 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 no. And now I'm looking back on it, I'm like, my God, why were we so over dramatic? But it's still good.
True. So, definitely hats off to Kevin Williamson for giving us that other piece of pop culture to go along with the other pieces of horrific pop culture that he gave us as well around the same time. One of which is still being spoon fed to us left and right.
You did not
Scream.
just call Scream horrific. I'm about to leave.
It's a horror movie. It's
Okay,
a horror
you realize that's
movie.
You realize that's not what horrific means, right? I know that you think a cyclops is a cyborg, but
I was making an awkward pun.
Oh, I did not get that.
Well, no, you don't normally, because.
Okay, Brandy, if you're watching, did you hear horrific the way he said it? Because I heard it is bad, terrible, awful.
Brandy's not watching.
Brandy's going to take your side anyway.
No, she won't. She likes freaking going against me. So, all right. So,
all right.
We've done went back down up the creek. So, for those of you who don't or have not seen the Schitt, Schitt's Creek debuted on April 7th, 2020. No, that was the final episode.
No, that's when it ended. I was going to say, that's not right.
January 13th, 2015. I read my notes wrong. It was created by Dan Levy, Eugene Levy, Michael Short, David West, Reed, Kevin White. It was distributed by CBC Television, which is Canadian Broadcasting. And because it's television, obviously, I don't have box office numbers for it because there's no box office. But I do know that if you would like to watch or rewatch the Schitt's Creek, it is currently available to stream on Hulu/Disney Plus. And I do have Rotten Tomato scores.
Okay, it's also available to stream on HBO or HBO Max or Max, whatever the fuck it's called now.
Oh, so go figure. I did not know that.
Wah, 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 wah,
all right.
Wah, wah, wah.
I have 2 Rotten Tomato scores for the Schitt's Creek, and oh crap.
So
Brandy said, honestly, I didn't hear him say it, but I also was out of the room. So
yeah,
see,
that's okay.
Brandy Brandy does take my side.
She's neutral. She's Switzerland. Okay,
She
so
wishes.
I guess I don't understand how Rotten Tomatoes does shows. Do they do it season by season, or is it an overall ranking of the entire series? Or do we know?
So according to this, it says Schitt Creek TV 14, 2015 to 2020, 7
Okay.
seasons comedy. So I'm guessing it's overall for the
Okay.
course of the entire series.
And the reason I ask that is that I know, based on my research, that season 1 did not get nominated for any Emmys or Golden Globes. It only got nominated for the Canadian Awards, and it won a bunch of them. But okay, so I'm gonna say the tomato meter is. Yeah, I just don't remember anybody saying anything bad about this show. I'm gonna be slutty. I'm gonna call the tomato meter 86%.
Shocking.
And I'm going to say the popcorn meter, I'm going to go crazy because everyone I've ever talked to that has watched this loved it. I'm going to go 95.
Don't lie to our listeners.
About what?
Dre can't stand this show.
Dre doesn't count. He doesn't like anything. Love you, Dre. Mean it.
Dre's probably not even watching, but I mean,
also, I think he only watched.
Please don't turn off your computer, Dre.
Yeah.
We appreciate the views, but
yeah, I think he probably only watched season 1 also, and so it's like, not that I don't value his opinion, but you can't take it seriously if you didn't watch at least half of the seasons. You know what I mean? So okay.
So of the 3 seasons of the show that I've seen, no offense to season 1 because it is the OG, but season 1 is probably my least favorite of the 3 seasons.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
I feel like the show starts to pick up and take off.
What is that noise?
Really at the beginning of season 2.
For most TV shows, not all, but most, season 1 is never the best season of their show. Like, I think we can probably all agree on that. So
season 1
all right.
of Friends isn't even my favorite season of Friends either. So,
oh no, mine would be season 3, I think. But anyway,
yeah, I think season 3 is where Friends really started taking off as well. But that's a different discussion for a different episode. And Brandy is finding season 1 hard to get through. I'm about halfway through the season.
I mean, I get that because, and we'll get into it, but at the beginning of the show, these characters are insufferable. Like, I get it. They're really hard to like and really hard to root for. And it's kind of all over the place because I don't think it can figure out what it's trying to do. But Brandy, it does get better. I promise.
It really, I think where season 1 starts to get better is I think where Brandy's just about at in season 1. So it's going to start getting better at this point. And then, honest to God, season 2 and season 3 are, in my opinion anyway, exponentially better than season 1.
Right.
And like season 1 is not a horrible season, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like most shows, it's still
getting
trying to
know the
characters.
They're setting the stage for where they're going with the rest of the series.
Right.
And I mean, truth be told, no disrespect intended by saying this, but the show was a Canadian show. Did they really honestly think it was actually legitimately going to be mass distributed the way it was?
Well, in their defense, their final season, swept all the main awards at the Emmys. It was the first show to sweep all 7 comedy categories. Before that, All in the Family had held it with like, I want to say 3 or 4. So again, gets better.
Damn. So yeah, definitely. We'll get to our overall thoughts of season 1 when we get to the review and the rating portion of the show. But we beaten around the bush long enough with Amanda being slutty, and she needs to know just how slutty she was or wasn't. So
I always err on the side
with
of
a
more slutty.
well, technically, one of your Rotten Tomato guesses was more slutty. One of them was less slutty.
All right.
So, with your less slutty, the popcorn meter, it doesn't give the overall numbers of how many ratings, but the popcorn meter gave Schitt's Creek a 93%.
Oh,
So
okay. I was really
you were just
close. Yeah.
a
Okay.
smidge under with your sluttiness.
All right.
Again, no numbers on the tomato meter as well, but the critics gave the show also a 93%. So you were, wait a minute. You were
Okay,
over
you cut
slutty
out.
on the
Start over.
last one. You were under slutty on this one.
What was the tomato meter? Because you cut out.
93% for both of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was under. What did I say? 86, 85?
So,
Okay. Nice.
yeah. Again, not tremendously on either one of them, but so. All right, co-hostess. What is Schitt's Creek about?
For people that don't know, I don't know how you don't, but if you don't know, Schitt's Creek follows the formerly wealthy Rose family, video store magnate Johnny, soap opera star Moira, and their adult children David and Alexis, who lose their fortune to fraud. Forced to relocate to the small town of Schitt's Creek, their only remaining asset, they adjust to life in a rundown hotel while navigating relationships with the eccentric locals, ultimately finding a new, more meaningful life.
Which is actually probably the perfect way to describe it, because there's so much that unfolds just in season 1 alone, but then you get into season 2 and beyond, and wow.
Well,
I mean,
they
again,
oh, go
I
ahead,
haven't. I was just gonna say I haven't seen the end of the last 3 seasons, but I've also seen enough to know some of the big stuff that happens at the end
Yeah.
too. So I kind of sort of know what's coming. But so yeah.
It's hard to avoid spoilers.
Well, especially
But
when it's been what, almost 6 years since the show ended.
yeah. I mean, they come in hot in the first episode. Like, I kind of like when shows start like this. I want to say I feel like Shameless was
Well,
similar.
literally, it's like,
Not with,
well, it's literally like the IRS rings their doorbell in the first 10 seconds of the damn show.
exactly. Yeah. Like there's no introduction. It's just straight ass into it. And all of their belongings are being taken away. And, it's just like, what is even happening to these people right now? And, Moira going crazy and Alexis, my boyfriend bought those. So technically they're his. And just, yeah. It's chaos right in like the first 2 to 3 minutes of the show. And you're not expecting that. So I think that made it kind of great to start off with.
Well,
It's like we're trying to catch up, just like the characters are trying to catch up to like what is happening here. We don't know. The characters don't know. We're all confused.
well, it literally could have been a slow burn of a beginning, and I don't think that would have worked as well for the viewers
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, let's get to the big reveal as to what's causing all this, and then let's get to the
Right.
shenanigans. So,
I mean,
um,
I think it's that we don't need to see how rich and spoiled this rich white family is. Like we've seen enough of that on TV to know when you walk into a house like that and David is clutching like strings of pearls and it they gave us enough in the siege part that we understand how rich these people are. We don't need to see it. We understand what they're losing
yeah.
and they did a good job of just like moving through that.
Well, and I think part of the wonderment too is the fact that, um, that- okay, so I'm gonna pose my first discussion question, and then I'll follow that up with what I was gonna say, and then I'll let, and then you can chime in with your response as well. But so, what do you feel like makes Shits the shiz?
I mean,
Um, and
it's oh,
well, I was
good.
just gonna say really quick. I think one of the main things, especially season one, that I enjoy is the fact that in a lot of ways the levies are kicking these families like the Kardashians and the housewives and all of them in the dick and basically making fun of, poking the sleeping bear, whatever, at how innately spoiled and assholish some of these entitled celebrities can be, or not necessarily
Yeah,
spoiled, but
definitely.
you know,
I mean, they're
and that's what makes
definitely
it funny
like,
and hilarious, in my opinion.
yeah. I mean, they're definitely making fun of all of these, rich people that we've seen on reality shows that we know, what, they're wearing Balenciaga and they're driving Bentleys and, they're getting Botox once a week and they're, wearing fur coats and like they have personal shoppers. Like all of this stuff, they're definitely taking it and like, but they're amplifying it. They're making it almost like absurd. And again, that's why I think at the
Uh,
beginning, these characters are kind of unlikable because they're so over the top. But to me, I thought it was funny. The reason you're saying they're making fun
well,
of this
I
stuff.
think to me that's one of the things that works really well for comedy is when you take it over the top and make it ridiculous, and but it's a very fine line to know, where to go, and you can't cross that line. You have to push the envelope as far as you can, but then
Yeah,
still stay right in that funny zone. And I feel like the show is actually very masterful at doing that.
yeah. I think the problem for season one is that some people didn't get it. And maybe Brandy, if you're still watching, you can chime in to see if that's because if you don't get that that's what they're doing, and again, we don't know that's what they're doing. That's just what our take on it was. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but we have the same take and we didn't talk about it. My take was that this is an almost caricature of all of the Bravo reality shows, of all the Hollywood stuff that we see, And so when you see it in that
Yeah.
light, you're like, oh yeah, this tracks. They're ridiculous, but they're also kind of like making fun of it. If you don't see it that way, you're like, oh my God, these people suck. Like these are awful people. I mean, Moira doesn't even know her daughter's middle name. Like these people are terrible. So I think it depends
It's
on the lens
Alexis
that you're viewing it
something
through.
Rose.
I have more important things to worry about than a child's middle name. But yeah, so
Oh, that's
I
so hilarious.
I think the problem with that, what the way that we're seeing it versus maybe the way other people see it, is that the delivery, because it is delivered so No, I wouldn't say deadpan, but like it's delivered so realistically that you really think these people believe that they're like this important, that they're this rich, that they're this whatever. Yeah, so Brandy says I kind of agree with the making fun of Bravo shows. So I think the way that you view it does kind of change how you feel about the show. And again, these characters get better. They're true to themselves, but they also obviously grow because they're rich people that have to move to a poor town and live in a motel. They're gonna go through some shit. um,
Literally.
yeah. But each one of them is just so in their own spoiled, bratty world of whatever. But I think the one thing that maybe got me was that some parts of it seem very unrealistic. And I think that they're making a mockery of all of these families and shows or whatever. But like when Alexis is like, do you not remember that time I went missing for a week on some Saudi Arabians, or he wasn't Saudi, I can't remember, but like, basically she was kidnapped by pirates. And it's like they didn't even notice
She
she
was
was gone.
kidnapped and stored in a pimp's trunk, or
Yeah.
what? I mean, her dad
And
was
she
like,
just plays it off like it's
"You had
nothing, and the
sex with a
parents don't
pimp?"
even
And then,
know. Yeah.
yeah,
And again, not knowing your child's middle name, like how detached from reality can you be? But they just make it so funny.
it really is. And I will say this again: can't speak for 4, 5, and 6, but you know, the funny only gets better going down the road too. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to alternating back and forth between the Schitt and the Creek. Ironically, Schitt's Creek and the
Mm-hmm.
Creek
Womp
tied that together just like that.
womp.
So, other than the one thing that you said, is there anything you feel doesn't necessarily work for season one?
Well, I kind of want to go back for a second talking about the stuff that does work. I think that
Okay.
I mean, just for a second, like I think that all of the characters and their quirky different ways really work together. But I think the fact that Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara have such a long history together really lends to their chemistry in the show. Like their comedic timing off each other is perfection, and they're both comedic geniuses. Eugene Levy, I feel like, has been underutilized in our lifetime. And I'm so glad we got Schitt's Creek because prior to Schitt's Creek, I feel like he's always a secondary character and never
Jim the
really got his
Dad,
full
or
potential. Yeah.
the foil to Steve Martin in Cheaper by the Dozen 2, or
And
yeah, he's
Father of the Bride,
generally
he's like
always.
the singer. And like, he
Oh,
just, he was never given a chance to be the leading man. And I love that he got that in this show because you really get to see like his range and his depth and how he can be really funny in a really quirky way,
yeah.
whereas Catherine O'Hara is funny in an outlandish way, and it just works so well together. And I think that has a lot to do with their
See,
lifelong relationship,
we all knew
friendship.
that Catherine O'Hara was multi-layered like an onion in, you know, her past too. I mean, she's outlandish as fuck in Beetlejuice as Delia Dietz. Like, if you don't let me get out this house and make it my own, I'm gonna go insane and I'm gonna take you with me.
Hey, take it with me. Honestly, I feel like Moira Rose is closest to her character in Best in Show. Cookie.
Yeah,
But yeah, we never
easily.
got anything like Moira from her. Like this was just They struck
No,
comedy
and
gold with this show.
Moira is definitely not like Kate McAllister at all.
No.
I mean,
So
what kind of
anyway,
idiot parent leaves your child home alone 2 Christmases in a row? But
the same idiot parent that
I
didn't know their
digress.
child was kidnapped by pirates.
Well, comme ci, comme ça.
So anyway,
So yeah,
so the asking about what we think didn't work. I do think that, like I said, if you don't get the joke, or at least what we think is the joke, then yeah, these people come off as unlikable. I also think they really didn't know where this was going to go. And I get that, because it's like, okay, these rich people become poor and now they're living in a motel in the middle of nowhere, but they own the town. I feel like there's several episodes where this show just, there's so many different character dynamics that they don't know what to do with it. Like David and Stevie, for
yeah,
example. Are they friends? Are they friends
yeah.
with benefits? Is
Because
David gay? Is he not gay? Like, and
they barely address that at all but yet they still tease about it throughout the entire season.
right. I will say probably my favorite moment from season 1 is after their thing and they're trying to figure out what they are, and they're in the store and they're talking about the red wine versus white wine. And she's like, I only drink white wine. I assumed you only drink red wine, but maybe you like white wine. And I feel like for people who don't understand how sexuality works, if they're just straight, or I mean, if you're gay, you understand, but if you're
Yeah.
just straight and you don't understand being, I don't think they ever actually say it, but I'm assuming David is pansexual based on I like the wine, I don't like the label. To me, that was a mind-blowing moment in television and anything, to tell people, like, a way to make people relate to what that means. I like all wine, I don't like the label. I don't need you to call me gay. I don't need you to call me straight. I like the person that's inside of the body, no matter whether the body is male or female, whatever. And I thought that was
So I
groundbreaking,
didn't
because
catch
nobody's
it.
doing that.
I didn't catch. I definitely didn't catch it the first time I watched season 1, but this time it actually did get. That's the brief moment that I was talking about, where it actually
Mhm.
does. I believe it was Johnny said, I believe to Stevie, that David was pansexual.
Okay, he
But
might
that's
have.
like
I
the
might have
only
missed it.
that's like the only time it gets brought up in season 1.
Because
And I
again, he doesn't like the
don't.
label, but for people who don't know,
Yeah.
pansexual is about the person. So you're attracted to all sexes and you fall in love with a person, and that's what you're attracted to. And people that don't understand that, I thought that wine analogy was amazing.
Yeah. No,
So
I think it perfectly described the character to the T. So I think it was a brilliant way of. I would hope that Dan Levy is the one that actually came up with and wrote that, because
you gotta think
it's
so.
him
But
describing himself to the T. But it is what it is. So it's so fitting for that character.
yeah, and I love that their friendship, they were able to
So
have that conversation in a metaphorical way and still make it clear, and also to not, again, I don't really give a fuck if people are uncomfortable or not with that stuff, because these people exist in the world whether you like it or not. But I like that they
yeah,
were able to have that conversation and, I guess, cushion it a little for people watching, so that hopefully certain people wouldn't just turn off the TV and go, ew, this is gay, or this is whatever.
it,
They would hear that and go, oh, okay, I never thought about it that way before. because it is a different way to think about it.
Yeah, I feel like the way they approached it definitely, quote unquote, cushioned the blow.
Yeah.
Um, where if you come across and just paintbrush somebody across the face with blah 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 blah, you know, there are certain people, assholes, but who might be turned off by that and be like, ew, no, and then never come back. And I feel like more people gave the show the credit it deserves and a chance because of the way that they slow walked you deeper into the story.
And again, there might just be a subset of people that just don't understand how it works. In this day and age, with all the tools at our access,
Maybe.
I don't get that. But just for argument's sake, let's say there are people that don't when somebody says they're pansexual, they go, I don't understand that. Watching that is a really good way. That was a great metaphor. So that moment probably is like my favorite moment of the whole first season, even though it's not like funny or outlandish or whatever. It's just so like, whoa, okay, this makes sense. And sometimes that's how you have to tell people stuff. You have to relate it to their life, to their situations, to something they could go through to get them to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Is there anything you think didn't work?
Honestly, no. I'm going to get to it when we get to the rating and review portion of the show. But
Sorry.
the show works on so many different levels.
Yeah.
And that kind of, me saying that actually kind of sort of leads into my last discussion question I have before we get to our top fives. But do you think that there is a specific show stealer for this season, or is it more an ensemble effort by the entire cast?
I mean, maybe I'm biased, but if I have to pick one, I'm gonna say ooh, it's such a close tie between Dan Levy and Catherine O'Hara. Like, I feel like they really are but for different reasons. I think Catherine O'Hara, because she's so outlandish and she's so still in her own bubble of what she thinks life is. And, she's a soap actress. So, of course, she's like over the top. But then Dan Levy as David is like, he's still in his bubble too. But his deadpan with Stevie's deadpan and like well, she's more deadpan than him. That girl, I don't know how that actress does it.
No,
What is her name?
but
Emily.
their
Like,
deadpan works very well together. Both of them
her,
have it, and
she is effortless with that deadpan. And then his sarcasm, like they play off each other so well. Yeah, it would be one of those two. And again, not that the other characters aren't great, because what's his name? Elliot, that plays Roland, like just amazing.
Chris
And
Elliott.
of course Alexis, and like, but I think probably Moira and David kind of steal most of the show spotlight in a good way. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, and you actually goomed me on that one because I was going to reference the fact that when I think of especially season one, and it's nothing against Roland's wife or Twyla or Mutt or any of those characters, but to me, there's a big ensemble portion of this show that works really
Definitely.
well, and it's Johnny, Moira, David, Alexis, but then also Stevie and Roland as well,
Yeah.
because each one of those characters has a distinct character trait that really helps drive the show in the outlandish direction that it's going to go. Um, the wife and Twyla, and to me, Mutt in this season, not as much, but
But later he
you
gets,
know,
yeah,
yeah, down the road, more to come. But if I had to look at those six individuals separately as to whether or not any of them specifically steal the show, it definitely is in a lot of ways Dan Levy and Catherine O'Hara
yeah,
because, and again, nothing against um, Alexis or Johnny, but David and Moira just really they're the shit.
yeah,
Um, and they get pulled, and both Dan and Catherine pull off those roles in ways that I could only dream of pulling off a character if I was going to be on a show like that. So
I think I would lend it more to Catherine O'Hara only because I think she is playing such a, I'm going to use the word again, outlandish, but like characterized version of a person that's probably nowhere near close to
yeah,
who she is in real life. Whereas Dan Levy, I think, is probably a little bit closer to who he is in his actual life. And again, that's not a bad thing. Um, and
no,
not to say he's like a jerk or whatever, but I think maybe his, and again, I don't know, but I think her character is so far off the grid from what a real person would be like, except like a regular person versus David, who's probably more just like,
yeah,
a smart, funny, witty guy, that's spoiled. I also think it's worth noting for people that don't know, the actress that plays Twyla is also Eugene Levy's daughter. And I gotta wonder how
yes.
that went in the casting rooms. You're my daughter, but we're gonna cast this girl to play my daughter.
Um,
Which,
actually, I remember reading somewhere that both Dan and Eugene wanted to cast her as Alexis initially, and she said, absolutely not, no way, shape, or form. If
okay,
I'm going to do this, I want to do it on my own, and I would rather be a separate character and not be directly tied to the family.
yeah,
So
and I get that
definitely hats
because
off to her for that.
doing shit
Yeah,
with your family is hard. So and she's so adorable as Twyla. I don't think she could pull off the spoiled bratty richness that is Alexis. And
no.
maybe she could, but she was cute as Twyla, so I like that. I do want to say one of my other favorite things, real quick, that has just like, I watch shows and I want certain things to make a comeback. For example, when I watched Riverdale and Veronica was always wearing capes, I'm like, can capes please make a comeback? Like, can we just wear them and everything's all good? Um, for this show, it was Alexis and hats. That hat in the first season, that light brown hat with the feather, like that beautiful, beautiful, just giant thing of feathers. Like I would wear that hat every day of my life if people still wore hats. That hat steals the whole season for me. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole lot in season one to steal. And again, it only gets better as you go deeper into the show. I'm excited to get to watch 4, 5, and 6 and see how it all comes to an end.
Yeah.
So I think Rotten Tomatoes actually has the special listed as the seventh season because
Yeah.
nowhere I've found actually has anything other than season 6 listed. So, but Rotten Tomatoes does. So either way,
Oh, okay.
so Do you have a top 5 list that you would like to share with our amazing unpopped kernels?
I do. I did my top 5 Catherine O'Hara characters um, in honor of her, and that was before James Vanderbeek passed. But she has a few more roles to her catalog than he does. So anyway, number 5, I'm going to go with Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. Voice acting role, but still, everyone loves Sally. Like, so cute. Number 4, I am going with Cookie Fleck from Best in Show. We have got to do that on here sometime. Best in Show is so underrated. It is a perfect movie.
I promise we will find a time to get it on the schedule.
Maybe we just do a month full of dog movies. Since Casey's stepping away, I'm just going to call an audible and say we do a month of movies about dogs, and we'll do Best in Show. Number 3. Oh, man. I think number 3 is going to be Kate McAllister. Even though she got 2 movies, I know she's a great character. I can't put her higher as a mom who lost her kid twice. Sorry. Number 2 is Delia Dietz.
I was going to say Delia Dietz got 2 movies too, so.
Yeah, but she didn't lose her kid in either one of them. So yeah.
Lydia kind of sort of lost her way in Beetlejuice.
Yeah. And then number 1 is Moira Rose. I mean, I think that's what she's going to be most remembered for. I think it's her most iconic, off the wall, crazy, beautiful, amazing character. And the fact that she lended so much to that role from her own mind and personality just makes it that more amazing.
So
there you go.
That is a great list. And I honestly, if I was mirroring your topic, we would probably have all 5 in common in that order.
I thought you put Sally over Cookie, but yeah. I also love Best in Show so much. So
it could go either way.
Yeah.
It really could. I mean, Catherine O'Hara is an iconic actress, and she deserves to be respected in that fashion. So,
I'm devastated.
I'm going to.
I gotta wonder if she's still. I haven't watched The Studio. I've heard it's really good, and obviously it won some Emmys and Golden Globes. But I gotta wonder if her character was an ongoing character, and they're gonna have to address that, or if she just kind of fades away. I don't know. So we'll have to see.
You said that to Apple TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on my list. I've heard it's amazing. Yeah. You got to figure out how to get it though, because you have to watch Shrinking. Oh my God, Shrinking is so good. Okay, anyway. What's your top 5?
So I was going to go a certain direction with my top 5s, which was going to be Moira-isms. But it also got brought up earlier today that no disrespect intended to the recently departed, but we do deserve to have a moment to celebrate some of the wonderment that is An Evening at the Movies, since it is the 5th anniversary. So I'm going to go with top 5 moments on An Evening at the Movies, and talk amongst yourselves for just 1 second.
I'm talking amongst myself. Okay. Well, since he didn't do Moira-isms, I feel like I don't know how we didn't. Well, I know how. I didn't mention it because I thought that was his top 5. Fold in the cheese has to be one of the best moments ever. Like,
so
that whole sequence is like, if you're a baker or a cook or whatever, you understand what it means because somebody taught you. But if you're reading that as a layperson, like, what do you mean fold in the cheese? How do I do that? You just fold it in. Like, that is one of the best, like, just fold it in. I don't know how else to tell you. And he's like, that made me laugh so freaking hard because it was just like so ridiculous, but yet so spot on if you don't know what it means. And a lot of people don't. So, and then, immediately when she's just like, I just want a bathroom and a long extension cord, please. Like, it's not funny to joke about suicide, but she does joke about suicide a few times in season 1, and it's funny, but it's not. And then, of course, the baby. I was talking about
All right,
Moiraisms
so
since you didn't do it. So,
well, that Moiraisms definitely deserve all the respect in the world as well. But so I have 5 classic moments from an evening at the movies that deserve to have some spotlight thrust upon them. My
okay.
number 5 is going to be the return of all returns. Um, Tim Arnold from The Overlook returning to an evening at the movies many, many years later for Shanna's experience with The Shining. So
Nice.
that will be my number 5 moment. Number 4 is going to be a very special debut episode of An Evening at the Movies where somebody on that side of the screen made her debut on An Evening at the Movies.
Mm.
And to
Which time?
discuss Stand By that side.
No, I said which
You're
time?
the one.
Because we had to re-record
Yes,
that
that one.
one.
Exactly. That was the whole point. It was the Stand By Me episode where we had to re-record it because somebody unplugged her laptop and didn't realize it, and the battery ran dead in the middle of the recording. So, yay! Technical difficulties aside, we make wonderment each and every week on An Evening at the Movies. So, and speaking of wonderment, um, we are joined by my birthday gift from Brandy, who got me a Pennywise Squishmallow.
That's pretty cool.
Who is actually right next to me with Maturin, the turtle, as well. Number 3, speaking of moments, though, is going to be a lot of debuts and returns made by this. So, no. I'm going to move my number 3 down further onto the list because it deserves to be higher. But anyway, so number 3 is going to be the debut of An Evening at the Movies icon, Meg Halfdahl, where she and I discussed for a long, extended period of time the original Scream. That was a very fun interview, and we went down so many different rabbit holes in that episode that it was one of the things that led to a very fast track trip into the Icon Hall of Fame for her. So, again, that moment. Number 2, it's I'm back and forth between these two because I think we're gonna number 2 is gonna go 1+2 plus 1+1 or 1+1 plus 1+2, and it'll be the debut of Papa Palpatine himself on An Evening at the Movies when we discussed Clue all the way back in season or the second year of the show. And number 1 from the very same year, also, again, a debut. It was That one wasn't with us on the episode. I wish she had been though, because the meltdown was chef's kiss, amazing. But it was Mr. Chancey Grife's debut on an evening at the movies for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the ungodly amount of meltdowns he had trying to do the plot description for that movie.
I'm
So
sorry, but
freaking hilarious.
Texas
And
Chainsaw
I
2 had to be on that list. Come on.
honorable mention, because you were high as shit for that episode.
I think the episodes where I'm high are insane. But
They
that one
are,
was really good.
and
Because that movie has to be
they're
enjoyed
really
under some kind of inebriation.
so does Rubber, but I digress. Again, there's so many moments that we've had over the last 5 years that it really is hard to narrow it all down into a top five list. So,
What about
but
Cyclops?
eh,
I cannot tell you how many people have messaged me talking about how hard they laughed at that video clip because I just posted that clip. They're like, "Oh my god, that was so funny." Sorry.
so anyway, if you were going to give season one a ranking out of five, what would you give it?
Man, I mean, I guess I'll be a little objective. I'll give it 4.5 out of 5 wine labels. See, even Brandy says yes, Cyclops. Cyborg, Cyclops. Yeah.
Same
It's the
thing.
thing with
Damn it.
one eye.
Oh, I'm so glad Papa Palpatine is not with us right now. So,
Sorry.
I again, of the seasons I've watched of the show, again, I don't think it's the best of the three. Um, but it definitely sets the stage for what's to come in the next what, 5 seasons.
Mhm.
So it's funny. I feel like it's relevant. It's over the top. It's just it's a great TV show, and I'm gonna give it 4 inappropriate town signs out of 5.
It's his sister. That doesn't make it better.
No, not at all. So yeah, this was a lot of fun, and definitely 100% rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara and James Vanderbeek. You both were amazing talents, and you will be greatly missed. Thank you for being a
Yeah.
part of our maturation. Um, and as always, thank you to the Unpop Kernels for being here each and every week for the last 5 years. You guys are incredible. You're
Woo!
amazing. You guys are the reason why we keep coming back here each and every week to do this show, because without you guys, I mean,
You complete
what's
us.
the point? So,
Yeah. Yep. There we go.
so, but yeah, coming up on an evening at the movies, we do have to get back on track for the slept on 80s movies. So, coming up, we will we will be paying tribute to Casa de Vampire Part 2 and talking about the Money Pit. We will be talking
Ah,
um, inappropriate Bette Midler movies, being Ruthless People. And then at some point, we will, well, before the end of the month, we will have Papa Palpatine back for young Sherlock Holmes as well. Which I'm telling you, people, if you have not seen this movie,
I have not seen
we're
it.
gonna have a discussion. It is very underrated in my opinion, and I know Papa
Okay.
Palpatine agrees with me. So I'm excited to see what that one has to say about it. So
All right.
lots of fun coming up, and uh, my anniversary gift. Speaking of which, to everyone is next on our next episode. I will reveal the movies that we will be discussing in um, March for the female-led movies. Now that we figured out that that's what we're doing and not up and coming female stars. So I do have Amanda's 5-year anniversary gift here that I almost forgot that I was going to open and show her before I send it to her.
You still have it there?
I haven't sent it yet because I have to open it and show it to you. So it's a little keychain with a pumpkin,
Oh.
and it says, and my fingers are in the way.
Oh, that's cute. I love it. Thank you.
Just a girl who loves horror movies.
True story.
So exactly, it was very fitting, and I felt like it was something that you deserve to have. So
It's not wrong.
happy anniversary, Lobster.
Happy anniversary. Woo!
And are we ready to take this home?
We are. I need to go eat. Yeah,
I need to
happy
go finish watching
anniversary.
old episodes of Survivor.
Oh. Why are you watching old episodes of Survivor when you could be watching new episodes of other shows? Or Dawson's Creek or
Because I have to get ready for season 5 in 13 or season 50 in 13 days.
Yeah, that's true. It's coming up. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here either today or all this time or wherever you joined us. We appreciate you. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope you all come back for an evening at the movies. Goodbye.
Peace and hair grease, people.